And a pleasant good evening to you, John. Good to have you along for the 1995 championship between the Eagles and the Spartans. We're set to tip it off here at the U. Erkins and Lloyd and Bassel will control. Taylor brings it across the court and he'll set it up. He gives to Van Dyke in the front court. He's looking for help. Knocked away by Dalton, stolen by Cutter. Cutter on the fast break, baseline, it's good.
Van Dyke is hurt, Musser. Van Dyke is hurt down here on the other end, and that could be a big, big problem for Basilean.
Sigma Alpha drawing first blood, 2-0, and as you said, Van Dyke down on the court. He's being helped up now. And we're gonna check it out. Van Dyke has had problems past few years with his knee. Carver comes into the game, and this could hurt because Andy Van Dyke provides some much needed offense, giving the threes at perfect times.
I think Musser, he's going to come back tonight. I know he's hurt right now. He's not feeling well, but this is a big game, and Andy Van Dyke steps it up in the big game. He's going to be back. Just give him a few minutes rest.
He's a senior, and he will want to play in the big dance for his last year. It'll be Bassel ball. They're down 2-0. Chris Taylor brings it into the front court. Henry going baseline. Martindale inside to Henry. His layup doesn't fall. Rebounded by Lloyd.
Musser, that's because Henry was afraid of Lloyd coming in there and swatting him. Lloyd already making his presence known in this game.
Cutter on the right side. Is going to drive baseline. Shot up. And a foul called. They're going to give it to Martindale.
It's a good drive by Cutter going in there. Way to take it to the hole right away. Obviously, they're trying to work it inside. I really think they should be starting to shoot from outside, Musser. They've got to open it up for Lloyd inside. Lloyd has got to get open. He can't take on the whole Basilean team by himself.
They gave the foul to Henry. That's his first foul, Basilean's first team foul. Cutter, shot good, his first shot. Cutter made a nice drive on the baseline there, and I guess what Sigma Alpha is going to try and do is try and get the Eagles in foul trouble because they're not very deep. Cutter with his second shot. It's up. Count it. 4-0. Sigma Alpha. Taylor won't handle the ball. He'll bring it across the timeline and we'll set it up. Van Dyke calling the offense. Sigma Alpha in the zone. Henry. Cross court to Taylor. Wants the three, then pulls it back out. Taylor to Martindale. Martindale with a 20-footer. He's good. When Martindale's hot, watch out. Sigma Alpha 4-2.
Martindale is, he's going to take control tonight. I think the key is Seth Henry, but the man who's going to be the scorer for Basilean tonight has got to be Kent Martindale.
Ray being guarded by Van Dyke. Lloyd on the right side. Lloyd gives to Dalton at the top of the key. Dalton looks inside to Lloyd, and a foul called on the floor against Erkins.
Already, Musser, Erkins having trouble against Lloyd. There's not a guy on the Basilean team that can match up with John man on man. They've got to double team him like they tried to there, but still, he's such a good player. He's so big, he can still get it.
Dalton on the left side. He's going to bring it back out to Ray at the top of the key, and we'll set it up. Lloyd begging for the ball inside. He didn't get it. Cutter back out to Ray. Ray gives to Dalton. Dalton in the paint to Lloyd. He'll turn around and lay it in. 6-2 Spartans.
If Dan Lloyd gets hot now you better watch out. He's not known for his shooting ability, Musser. This could be scary for Basilean early on.
Van Dyke in the front court gives to Henry. Henry at the top of the key. Henry looking for Erkins. Van Dyke goes to Taylor on the right side. Taylor's going to bring it back out to Van Dyke. Van Dyke wanted the three, nothing there. Henry at the top of the key. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Van Dyke on the right side. Van Dyke baseline to Martindale. Martindale turns around, and a charge called on Martindale. And Bassel's a little frustrated inside early in the game. 6-2 Spartans with just over 17 and a half to go in the first half.
They've got to be frustrated now because a call like that going Sigma Alpha's way. Right now, 3 fouls for Basilean, none for Sigma Alpha. They don't want this trend to continue, and there's another one.
Another foul on Taylor. So Bassel, that's their 4th team foul, Taylor's first foul, and the refs really calling it tight on the Eagles. Cutter will inbound to Ray, and back come the Spartans. A little bit of press action by the Eagles, but Cutter will take it across the timeline and will set it up. Cutter on the right side, gives back out to Ray. Ray's calling the offense. He gives to Cutter. Cutter, baseline, tipped out of bounds.
Martindale didn't do a good job of calling the pick there, as Henry was just sent to the floor hard by Lloyd.
Cutter goes inbound to Ray. Ray at the top of the key gives to Dalton. Dalton, bounce pass into Lloyd in the paint. Lloyd's gonna lay it up. No good, rebounded by Henry. 6-2 Spartans.
Seth Henry, a good job of working hard inside and getting in position for that nice rebound.
Taylor goes to Van Dyke on the left side. Van Dyke, nothing there, goes across court, stolen by Dalton. Dalton, all the way, lays it up and in. 8-2 Spartans.
You can't cross-court pass against Sigma Alpha. They're too big. Basilean's been able to do that all year because they've played against smaller teams. They're not going to be able to do it tonight and be successful.
Van Dyke at the top of the key, calling the offense. Van Dyke goes to Martindale at the foul line. Martindale back out for three. No good. The tip by Henry doesn't fall. Rebounded by Ray.
A lot of bodies banging inside, Musser. A lot of bodies banging inside.
Basilian frustrated inside early. Spartans playing a good game. Darryl Dalton, real good defense so far in the early going. Ray traveled.
Ray was trying to pass it inside there to Lloyd, and all of a sudden the defensive player flashed out in front of Lloyd, and Ray was just caught off guard and he traveled. Good defensive play there by Basilian.
Van Dyke across the timeline. He goes to Taylor on the right side. Taylor wants the three, doesn't take it. Gives to Henry. Henry at the top of the key. Looking for help. Van Dyke on the right side. That pass would have been more on target. He would have taken the three. Van Dyke's going to go back over to Henry. Henry inside to Martindale. Martindale with the reverse. Swatted by Lloyd. Stolen by Van Dyke. And Bassel has another 35 seconds. Henry in the paint. Lays it up and he's fouled. Fouled. I think they're going to give it to Dan Lloyd.
They're calling this really close, Musser. I mean, they're not letting anything go in there. They're letting them bang inside for rebounds, but anything else other than that, man, they're calling it really close.
Calling a tight game. That's Sigma Alpha's first team foul. That's Dan Lloyd's first foul. And Henry goes to the line to see if Basilian can break this scoring drought. Shot is up, and he gets it.
Hey, if they keep calling fouls at this pace, Musser, we're going to end up at the end of the game. We're not going to have anybody on the bench to play.
No, we'll be
you and I have to play.
We'll be seeing who the strongest bench is.
I think Basilian has that.
Henry, his second shot falls. 8-4, Sigma Alpha doubling up on the Basilian Eagles.
There's, almost a nice steal there. Like I was saying to you, I don't think Basilian has as many players. Basilian doesn't have as many players as Sigma Alpha, but they've got more quality. And that's where the bench comes into play. It's quality.
John Lloyd with a textbook drive there. Now Henry's going to go baseline. He's swatted by Lloyd. John Lloyd there. Ken Martindale tried to draw the charge, but no call. 10-4 Sigma Alpha, and now Sigma Alpha has the ball. Ray at the top of the key. Gives to Dan Lloyd. Dan Lloyd back out to Dalton. Dalton calling for motion. Cutter sets up the offense. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Cutter driving in the paint. He'll put the shot up. No good. Tipped in by Lloyd.
Every time someone drives the floor, they're going to have to box Lloyd out. If you let Lloyd get close to the rim, he's going to tip it in. He's just too big.
12-4 Spartans. Just under 15 minutes to go in the first half. Van Dyke at the top of the key gives to Henry. Henry back out to Van Dyke. Chris Taylor fakes the three. Driving the paint. His 10-footer doesn't fall. Yes, it does.